Time to start coding our Python so that we can communicate with our microbit and receive the transmitted on and off states from the microbit. So the first thing we're going to do is import a serial library, and this serial library is what's going to allow us to communicate with the microbit, or allow the PC to communicate with the microbit. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to access a serial class, so a .serial class within the serial library. And what this does, so the serial class has lots of has lots of default properties, and we're going to use a lot of them, but we're also going to change a few things. Lots of default properties we need to use, and we need to change one or two of them as well, to change a couple as we'll see in a moment. So to access this, we go from the serial package, we're going to access the serial class, and I don't want to be speaking about this all day long, so instead of that I'm going to shove it in a variable called ser, representing serial for me. And now when I want to reference all of this, I'll just keep looking at this kind of properties variable handler, if you like, that's going to handle all that for me. So for example, one of the first things I want to do is I want to change the speed of the PC so that it can talk to the microbit. Now the microbit transmits at 115,200 bits per second, so we want to configure the PC to the same speed as the microbit. Okay. Also, another setting we want to do is we want to send our set the port of where the USB is connecting in. So I'm not sure what the port is, and what we need to do is go down to our command prompt, bring up the command prompt, and we simply go mode, and you'll see that we're now connected to COM8, and this may change as these COM ports are connected on the fly. Now what happens is COM ports 1, 2 and 3 are usually reserved for keyboard and mouse, and after that, anytime you connect in, virtual COM ports are kind of created on the fly to allow for the different connections, such as your microbit or maybe your phone, different things to allow communication paths to occur. So we're COM8, and at that, straight away now, for testing purposes here, I am going to, or no, before I've altered those settings, I'm going to print the SIR and show you the properties, show default properties for testing purposes. I'll put in brackets here. This is only for testing purposes. I'll be getting rid of this again in a moment. And after I've done a few changes, I'm going to show you what sort of configurations I've altered. So we'll run this, and we'll see down here now, I don't know how well you can see it, but initially the default settings would mean the open connection to the microbit is false at the moment. It still is false. I need to fix that in a second, but the port is none, saying right, we're not connected up. I've now altered that to say, right, we're connected to the virtual port COM8 to receive the communications being transferred from the microbit. The baud rate speed was 9,600 megabits per second. We've now configured that to talk to the microbit, which transmits at a speed of 115,200 bits per second. There's other stuff there as well, but another one I forgot to do here was to open the port, ser.open, and this will allow us, I should have said the first one, so set communications port, and this one down here will be open the communications channel. So you've set it, but you haven't opened it, but now we're opening it. Again, I run this, and watch this one now. Initially the default setting was false. I hadn't changed it up to now, but now that I run it, and now the port is open, ready to start bringing in the data. So see you in the next video for doing that.